Started. Today we're going to be talking about faith, and the first question I want to ask you is, what does faith mean to you? Like, what do you think the definition of faith is?
It's like believing in something you can't see.
Okay, believing something you can't see. Any other? Well, according to Google, because Google thinks it has everything. The definition of faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And who has Hebrews 11:1?
That's me.
Go ahead and read it.
Okay. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
So faith is
Not seen, not seen.
what we don't see, but we still believe in it. Which that one is a really hard one to think about. I was gonna have y'all do an activity, but we'll just do it this way. Close your eyes for a second. Everybody close your eyes. Thank you. They help me. Okay. I want you to try to turn to John 3:16 without opening your eyes. There we no cheating. She can't tell you.
Why not? That seems right. I thought that.
Okay, open your eyes and see where you're at.
John.
Who is in John? Are you in John 3 though?
1 and 2.
Oh, okay, too close. Did anybody get there, Naomi? No changing pages.
I'm Jeremiah.
I love what she said. I feel right. You got the J. Okay, how many of y'all believed that you were going to turn there?
I was just like, raise hands or?
No, I mean, honestly, how many of y'all thought you would turn to John 3:16 without looking?
I thought I could turn to John.
Okay, she thought she could turn to John.
Yeah, I thought maybe I could turn to John. I did not.
We thought that we could all get
I
there.
didn't really
at some
myself
point.
at all.
But that's a way to think about it. Again, is like, have y'all ever seen or done at camp where they blindfold somebody and they have you walk you through a walk you through an obstacle course and somebody's verbally telling you how to do it?
Yes.
You have to figure out whether to listen to trust that person or not. So
Well, like sometimes you don't actually have to trust them.
you wanna deep dive on that one?
I mean, like, I didn't trust the person I was with. And but did you listen? Well, I kind of had to before, so I didn't trip over anybody.
So you
So
had to have faith and
trusted
trust
me
that
to
she
make you
did
not trip. I don't know.
that she didn't run you into anything. So with faith in God, it's kind of the same thing. Because we physically can't hear him or see him. What do we have to follow?
The Bible.
The Bible. His Bible. His word, the Bible. So a couple of quotes that I found, like one of them, it says, faith is not just believing in God's existence, but also trusting and relying on him in all aspects of life. So how have you seen faith in either your life or somebody else's life that you knew it was faith?
Naomi in the Bible.
Naomi in the Bible, okay. Anybody else?
Question.
How have you seen faith in someone's life? This could be a personal, historical, biblical, something.
My youth pastor and his wife, they had faith that God would give them a family, and now they have a son named Phoenix, and he's doing really
Kind of the same thing, like with our youth pastor. Not really with like their family, but like they like moved to Georgia from Colorado or California. I think it was Colorado. I don't know. They were originally from California, and then I think they moved from Colorado because they were living there for a while. Anyways, they moved all the way to Griffin, Georgia. So that took faith.
1 Corinthians. Do you have it?
16:13.
16:13 through 14.
Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be men of courage, be strong, do everything in love.
Do everything in love. So what does this verse do in regards to
Everything
faith?
in
What does
love.
it tell us?
Do everything in love.
That's one thing.
Be strong men. No, be strong and stand firm in faith and be men of courage.
This one says, be on guard, keep alert, stand firm in your faith, be courageous, be strong. So this verse encourages us as believers to be vigilant, to stay alert about what's going on around us, steadfast and strong in our faith. So, out of curiosity, how do y'all think faith and love connect? I know that's a
I mean,
wide
some people
ballpark.
don't see their love sometimes, but they believe.
So, the connection between faith and love. Love should be the foundation of our faith and reflected in actions. You can't have love without faith. You can't have faith without love. Because the love of God is what called us to faith to begin with. And if we don't have love, the foundation, we cannot fully have faith. Question. What does it mean to stand firm in your faith?
Like,
To you, what does it mean?
like
I'm not.
defend, like defend like what you believe in, like to be
Debate
able to
what
back
you
it up.
Why we debate? You debate on what you believe.
Your side.
Yeah, and like know what you believe in.
Like have full trust that this is how it is without visually seeing.
Anybody else?
This is how it is.
Yes. Sorry.
Stand for not falling back when the devil just bites at you.
Oh. Okay, I want y'all to take the example of the house built on the rock versus the sand. Which one stood firm?
The rock,
Why?
because it was.
It's solid.
Yeah,
It's solid.
A firm foundation.
on Jesus.
Your faith.
God.
The house built on the rock is kind of like our faith. If we're built on a strong faith, we stand strong when trouble comes and when the rains come. If we built it on sand, we still built it, but we didn't build it exactly where he asked us to. What's going to happen when troubles come?
It's swept away.
We're going to get swept away and we're going to be back at square one. How can we be courageous and strong in our faith in the face of challenges and doubts?
You have to believe.
I mean, that is the Bible school answer, you know? You have to believe. Any other answers?
Pray.
Pray.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Trust in God.
Okay, trust in God, pray.
Reading the Bible. Loving that Jesus time, guys. And it totally meant Bible.
She kind of really tied it into the next question. Why is love an essential aspect of faith?
Jesus.
Because Jesus loved us.
If we love God, we have faith in what he's asking us to do, correct?
Yeah.
Think about it, okay, from a personal point of view. We all love our moms. So when she asks us to do something, or she says we're going to do this, we have faith and trust that what she's asking us to do is not going to hurt us, it's not going to kill us, we might not want to do it. So the love that we have, if we did not love that person, would we trust them? Okay? With that love, how can we demonstrate it in our daily lives?
Not smack.
I mean, that is a good.
Doing something for someone without being asked.
Ooh, okay, I like that one. That was actually one of the examples I had.
Yeah, like not being like selfish, like being selfless.
Selfless. Anything else? Anybody else?
Not hate. Okay. Not being mean to your siblings.
No.
Yeah.
Humbling yourself.
Yeah.
How can you demonstrate love in your daily life?
It's spending time with God so we can see the examples he says for us.
Yeah, somebody pull up 2 Corinthians 5:7. Who had that?
Oh, me. Okay. For we walk by faith, not by sight.
We walk by faith, not by sight. Faith is believing what we cannot see. It reminds us that as Christians, we have to live by what we don't see. Because unfortunately, every other religion in the world made up some sort of God to see, except us. So take
Buddhism.
Buddha, they have a Buddha. They literally have a Buddha statue that you rub the belly, make a wish, like the nail salons or restaurants like that. They have
And they have like the cat.
But have you ever looked in the back? They have the cutout window of their altar.
No.
Unless it is a Christian place, if you look, they will have a little altar with a statue with incense burning, and they have food placed out in front of them. And they believe that if that statue eats the food, they'll have good luck the next day. It'll be a good day. They'll be prosperous.
So they never have.
But
good
if they
luck.
come in the next day and the food is still there, they're not gonna have a good day. They're not gonna be prosperous.
So that-
But their faith is that they believe that that's gonna happen. They are seeing that it's not happening, but their faith is so strong in what they believe, they're not changing. Ours, we have faith in things we cannot see. And how often do we struggle when we see things not happening for us? Literally, think about it. Think about a time that things didn't work out the way you thought it would. You prayed about it and it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Was there even that moment in your head that you're like, why didn't God answer this? I thought if I prayed, it would get answered. And we had to have faith that he had a better plan, correct?
God answers in 3 ways. It's either yes, no, or not yet.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard that.
yeah,
Yes,
So he
no,
does-
not yet.
he does answer it, just not in the way that we want.
And sometimes it's not even in the way we hoped or planned. Because our plans versus God's plans, who's better? God's plans are better, obviously. So faith requires trusting in God's promises and guidance, even when circumstances seem uncertain or contrary to what we see. And literally it brings back to what is the difference between living by faith and living by sight?
You can't like,
One's living great, one's not.
You want to explain? Because you're on the right track.
So like, it's kind of like walking a path, walking in the darkness, and you can't see nothing. The faith path, you still can't see, but there's still a light at the end. There's no light at the nonsense.
so you can't.
Or
She's
I
on
think
the
that-
right track. Try.
Here, hold on.
Anybody want to finish it for her?
Yeah, so like the path is dark, but if you're living by sight, you're not gonna see, you're gonna stumble and you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
But with faith, trust, you have to trust that God's going to lead you through it. He's gonna give you the next step. Like my pastor explained it, like there's a whole bunch of like stepping stones. We can't all see like all the stepping stones at once. He only the one in front of us. And he will reveal that stone to you at the right time, and all you have to do is take that step. And you can't see the rest of them, and at the right time, God will place another step. And by the end, you will look back and see that all that God has put you, like, not put you through, but
Led you through.
led you through it. And then, yeah, that's how he.
That living by faith, we can't see what the next step is gonna be, but we have faith that there is a step.
We trust that God's gonna do what he said he was gonna do, that he's gonna keep his promise.
With trust, I'm gonna use the example. Y'all had 100% trust that when y'all walked in here today, when you sat down on your little sofa or your chairs, that those chairs were gonna hold up.
That's what I have to.
But you had faith in us that we made sure everything was in working condition before you got here.
Faith
Help me, thank you.
is believing something to be true,
Trust is following through with
is
it.
following through. You believe the chair will hold you. When you sat on it, that was trust. So you have it here, and then you do something with it.
Yes, that's what that faith of things you cannot see, you ultimately are trusting in God. People can say that you can trust in God and have faith, but you don't trust in God till you actually have faith in God. So one's got to come before the other. And to y'all, what does it mean by living by faith?
You're living, trusting in
Like
like
trusting.
God's plan.
What is
And like-
an active way that you're showing it in your daily lives? Or in somebody else's daily life that you see?
Like,
My mom.
Okay, how does living by faith differ from solely relying on what we see? We talked about the difference between living by faith, living by sight, but what's the difference between living by faith only and living by sight only?
You're just gonna keep stumbling. And then the other one, you're just gonna keep walking and watch the stumble people.
How about living by sight would be like what you said with Thomas, I'll only believe when I see the scars. I'll only believe when I can touch spear, not spear
Oh.
wound.
Oh.
Paul didn't change to Paul until he saw
With his eyes, like
with his
literally.
eyes.
But he didn't see because he was blinded.
He saw a light.
Okay.
And then he was blinded, so.
Metaphorically and like literally.
Yes.
But what caused him to make that change? He could no longer see.
He was trusting in other people and God.
He trusted in God to send somebody to fix him.
Yes.
Or not fix him, but heal him. Well,
So salvation is the answer to how do you
what's the difference?
put your trust, what's the difference between by sight and by faith?
Those who have that salvation and faith and trust in God walk by faith, or they're supposed to. Those who walk by sight typically do not. They're the ones who are still questioning. They're the ones that, you know, we see in our daily lives or at school or sports, that when somebody starts to pray or talk about God, you see them kind of sit there and roll their eyes or just be like, oh, look, it's clouds.
Or they may know a lot of information about Jesus,
But they're not living it.
but they haven't accepted Jesus as their personal savior.
Difference between knowing and living.
Yeah, you can like live
you
like go to church, do all the Bible verses, and then just like end up stumbling a long way down.
Even the Muslims believed in Jesus, but they didn't believe he was the Son of God. They thought he was a good man.
I don't think-
They believed that
Even
he
the
died.
demons knew who Jesus was.
The story of the pigs. No, I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. When he got there,
When he like got the
and
Jesus,
the
got- they
demons-
like ran.
yes, the demons that were in that man knew who he was because they called him by name and said, don't kill us, do not destroy us. Let us go into the pigs and we'll do it ourselves. Because they knew if Jesus did it, you're dead. But they still had a chance. But if you think back to every time that there is a demon infested man in the Bible, they always refer to him by name. The demons believed because of what they saw. But they didn't believe because he was the Son of God. They didn't believe in everything that he was coming to do. So they were doing
Who he
it.
was.
They knew who he was, but they
Didn't have to
weren't
believe.
living like they knew. How have you personally, and this is a personal, and you can think about it for a second. How have you personally demonstrated or saw faith working in your life?
I guess when my dad was like in the hospital, like during COVID, when he had COVID, he was like on oxygen and everything for like 11 days.
He got bad,
Yeah.
and y'all had faith in God that he was going to pull through.
For me, it's when I go to school. I have to have faith that I will not,
Punch somebody.
yeah, punch somebody.
So, the question was, how have you seen faith in your own life, and how have you demonstrated faith in your life? Do you have an example?
I had the floor, huh?
Yeah,
But you looked at me and
well, I did, you're kind of in front of me, so.
it's okay. I think that for myself, the biggest faith thing I've had is walking through our son's death. When you lose a child, it's very difficult, and you have a tendency to blame God, and I think that's just part of grief. So, and when anybody in your life passes away, you have a journey of grief to go through. But I think I was thinking about that actually the first time I started up here. I was already on my way when you called me the first time.
Oh, you should have
I should have just come on and sat in the yard. I'm sorry, I was late.
We were
But anyway, I think that
late.
that would be the biggest kind of faith that I've ever had in my life.
When you're talking about faith and trust, you have to think of it from kind of coming from two different areas. When you're just talking faith, it's believing something so absolutely that nobody else can change your mind. Trust, you have to work at. And it's more of your action. That kind of went back to the chair thing that she was talking about earlier. You know a chair is gonna hold you up, but until you actually sit on it, you don't really trust that what you knew was true. And in life every day, when you're thinking about faith, it could be something as easy as not hitting your sister because, you know, she was irritating you, or holding your temper if you're with a teacher who's not doing what she's supposed to. It's knowing what God wants you to do and walking in that way, even when you don't see there's a good reason for it. So, sorry, that was my,
Any other examples?
or that you.
Yeah, kind of it was similar in the same concept to hers when Emily first had her procedure and she went to the hospital and I didn't really know what happened.
I'm gonna say Robin Jones with her cancer.
She didn't know
Yeah.
last year if she would even be here.
Yeah.
But, so I'm sure it was emotional for her.
But she's still like playing the piano and stuff.
I'm gonna ask it this way, we've touched on it a little bit. Pick one character, each of you, out of the Bible, who showed faith in the circumstances that were going on around them.
I mean, like both of her sons died and her husband. They just like died, and then her son, both of her sons died. Her husband died, and then one of her daughters, she told her to leave, just like go. But then the other daughter like trusted Naomi, and so they just like stayed together.
Wasn't her daughter-in-law?
Yes,
Yeah,
she's on the right track.
daughter-in-law.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Daughter-in-law. And they went to a town, my bad, town, and she ended up marrying another guy because of Naomi. And then it was like they trusted in God, and now that's good. That's
She
good.
had faith that God was gonna bring him through.
Yes, and
There
then
we go.
we did it.
Okay, would you like to help Lydia?
So with Lydia, she was the first person brought to faith by Paul.
You were
She was his first convert, and she was one of the very few women that Luke wrote about that spoke, and he wrote her words.
On Nehemiah, because there was a war going on and he had to trust, and they needed to build a wall. He had to trust God that they would be able to get up in time without being attacked. Because they had to build the wall and look out for people at the same time. Right? So they had to trust that they could get it up.
And Nehemiah didn't just trust they'd get the wall, but he trusted in the king who let him go to build that wall.
I guess the woman that like helped the two spies. Oh yeah, what was her name?
Rahab. She had faith even though she didn't even know. She had never heard of God. She just trusted what was coming.
And she lived. I mean, she was the only one that didn't die.
Her and
What
her
was her-
family, right?
Yeah.
Those in the
Rahab.
household.
Had faith before she even really knew.
No,
Noah had faith in God
Good one.
when he built the ark. Oh, and everybody said he was crazy.
Naomi, what were you gonna
I was gonna say Mary with the angel.
That's a good
That's a good one.
Mom's first down.
So Naomi, what would you think if an angel came to you now and told you you were gonna have a baby? Not just any baby. But Mary trusted that God's plan was the best plan of all,
Oh yeah.
even above hers. But her faith was because of what God told her would happen. And she trusted God, which goes back to, she couldn't see how it would turn out, but she trusted him even without seeing it.
With that being said, think about some areas in your own life that you're going through right now that you know you need to grow in trust or faith in God's will and what he's asking you to do. You don't have to say them out loud. This is not what you have to say out loud unless you so feel like it. But just think about it. Okay? Do we have some ideas in our head of places that we all need to grow in? Because I've got some. Raise your hand if you've got some. Be truthful.
Jesus said, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe.
Being blessed in those areas that we're going to grow, and those areas you just thought about. What are some practical ways to strengthen your faith?
Well, reading the Bible,
Okay, reading the Bible,
better attitude.
having a better attitude,
That's mine too.
having a better attitude. What are some other examples? Okay, think about those that you were just thinking about, those areas that you were just thinking about. You don't have to tell them, but what can you do to strengthen that area?
Well, I'll say, my patience.
What can you do to help you in that area?
Thanking God for patience.
Asking God for patience. Bible. If your issue, I'm trying to come up with one that hopefully does not relate to anybody. Okay, I'll use me as an example. My future. And where is God going to place me when I'm done with school? Because so many opportunities have come up and disappeared just as fast as they come up. So maybe for me, it would be looking up certain scriptures that have to do with the future. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Do a Bible study all about giving your future to God, having trust, having faith in God for that. That is a great way to do it. If your issue is, staying out of gossip, if your issue is the future, if your issue is, I'm going to bring this one up just because we're doing the Bible study, your identity or your, thank you, worth, that studying the Bible, well, I was on to the next point, for that specific thing. It's good to study the Bible in general, but how many of us can honestly pick up our Bible, flip to a random verse and go, all right, today is Proverbs 15, and a woman's find joy in giving an apt reply. How good is a timely word? What does that have to do with what I'm struggling with? Or scrolling to another one and just randomly, with humility comes wisdom. Okay, well, what if I'm not struggling with humility right now? Finding scriptures to help with specific verses, to help with whatever you're struggling with, is going to strengthen your faith in that area. But then it's going to strengthen your faith in reading the Bible more. Another good one is something that we're doing right now. We're fellowshipping with other believers. We're hearing about the faith of other believers to help strengthen ours. And you never know. If we were to get deep into it, if we were not being, recorded, and I allowed y'all to say them out loud, knowing that nobody was going to hear them, you never know. The person sitting across from you might be struggling with the same exact thing. And even though you two are close and you two are sisters, what's to say that you two aren't struggling with the same thing? You just don't know it. What's to say that you two aren't struggling with something, but y'all have never voiced it? Y'all have never talked about it. So fellowshipping with other believers and asking them those questions, like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. Are you struggling with the same thing? Or have you struggled with it? Find somebody who can help guide you through it. With mentoring, that's a great way to do that. It's going to be hard, but you said this earlier, I think, stepping out in obedience. Not him, Peter, stepped out of the boat in obedience because God had asked him to. Jesus said, come to me. If you want to, come to me. He stepped out in obedience, but he let the distractions and the waves, that's how Jesus, he took his eyes off of them. I'm going to leave y'all with a challenge, and this one's going to be hard. I want you thinking about what we talked about today, and a way to intentionally live out your faith and trust God in all areas of your life. I want you to go and find somebody, and it can be somebody you trust, or it can be a new friend. I don't care. Tell them about the struggle you're going through, and ask them to hold you accountable for it. Dude, find somebody who can hold you accountable to what you're struggling with, but ask them, what can I hold you accountable for? So it becomes a lot easier. So instead of just being like, hey, I want you to hold me accountable to trusting God in every aspect of my life. You got it? Cool. But I don't extend that hand of what can I hold you accountable for? We're not fellowshipping.
One of y'all look up Hebrews 11:6.
You got that. It helps if you hold
Somebody
the
else
Bible
look up,
correctly.
you can look up John
No,
10:10.
Me?
Yes, look up John 10:10. So
Here we go.
the question is, why is this definition of faith that y'all been talking about So important. So read Hebrews 11:6.
Faith without, no, sorry. Now without faith, it is impossible to please God, since the one who draws near to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him.
So without faith, you cannot please God.
Yeah.
So it's important to have faith. Without faith, you all know what John 3:16 says. You cannot be saved without faith. And without faith, what does John 10:10 tell you?
The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly.
So without faith, the Christian life is not going to be what God intended it to be. So with your faith, you can please God, you are saved, and you can live the life that He had planned for you to live.
The quote literally says, faith is not a one and done. So faith is not just the day you believe in God and all right, I'm done. Faith is an ongoing journey in your everyday life, because every day is a different day. And you have to show faith in a different way, in a different aspect of what God is doing for you. And to continue seeking God, you have to grow in your faith. He's always there, but there are going to be different obstacles in the way to get there. And if we're constantly looking at the obstacles and not up, where's our faith going to be? On God or the world?
In the world.
And what's going to ultimately be destroyed in the end?
The world.
It's going to be destroyed. So our faith needs to be up and in God as an ongoing journey through our everyday lives. Okay. With that being said, does anyone have any questions or thoughts? Okay, Naomi, did you want to pray or no? Okay, go.
Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for letting us be able to come here and to do a fun and uplifting Bible study with Maddie. And please put your hand on all the people that are sick and stressed and everything else. Please pray for please please answer all the prayer requests that were said and not said. And hope we have a good day and hope everybody gets home safe. Do you want to pray?